All right, so to start it off, Ice, just how do you feel being back on the court playing in a game again?
It feels great, just being out there with my brothers, and I got to put in a hard week of practice with them, and just going out there and just having fun. That's what it was really about today, having fun and establishing a rhythm.
Were you more fatigued at all with that the first time out? Did you notice like you were out of breath or anything, or was it pretty back in there?
Not really. I really felt the same conditioning-wise. And whenever I went out there, I can say I did get tired the first couple minutes just off of excitement. I was really excited just to even be back out there. But other than that, I felt the same as usual.
What have these last 2 weeks, I guess, been like for you, where you haven't, not only you've been sick, but you haven't been able to be out there with you guys?
It's been rough just watching, just because, I kind of want to be out there and be able to help my team. But also, it's been beneficial. I got to see things from a different point of view. And whenever I did come back and practice, I always talk about Avery mostly because, shout out to Avery. The first 2 days of practice, he was killing me. I came back. He was taking my ball. He was driving me, taking me. He was just showing no mercy on me, and it's what really got me to come out here and just prepare. That's what we do. We battle against each other in practice, and so it makes the game easier for us.
Jonathan, what would you say Isaac brings back to the team that can't be quantified in a stat sheet?
Just his intangibles. We keep track of deflections and, being a good prober, finding open teammates, hockey assists. He brings a lot of the things that don't show up on the stat sheet, but, we track and we pay attention to, and we definitely know how valuable he is.
I see you got to throw a couple of oops today. Can you kind of take me through that cam play? It started with Lindy diving on the floor.
Yeah, I was just the energy play. It really started with Chris not allowing his man to go middle. He got the deflection. And then Lindo, diving on the floor, that's just our DNA. He passed it up to me. I was thinking, let me go lay it up. But Cam been talking about how good his legs been feeling lately, so I just threw it up there and he finished it off.
What does that mean for you to be able to set up those moments for your teammates? I know you always talk about, being selfless instead of just taking the opportunities for yourself.
It feels great because I really like I don't get hyped for myself really too much, but whenever my teammates make plays, I'm the hypest one just because I like seeing them make plays. So when stuff like that happens, it kind of gives me opportunity to get hyped.
Jonathan, it's not too often a forward has more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds. Is that something coach has been stressing with you to get on the offensive glass?
Yeah, definitely. Throughout my career, I've been a good rebounder, offensive rebounder, so I feel like I got a nose for the ball. It comes to me, so it definitely crashes a lot. Defensive rebounds, I'll go after them, but my teammates are usually around there. But offensive rebounds sometimes, or most of the times, bounce my way. So it's just a knack for it, I guess.
Do you think you've kind of settled into a bit of a role, especially these last few or however many games?
Definitely. Still was kind of hard, finding my niche and spot in this, offense on this team. But, coach been talking to me a lot. All the coaches been talking to me a lot. My teammates definitely been getting on my back about, just bringing what I can to the table. So, I feel like I'm getting more comfortable finding out what I can bring to the table.
You guys start Big 12 play obviously next. What's the message to the guys who haven't got to experience, Lubbock or any of the Big 12 venues?
Really, the Big 12 is definitely hard, but going through this phase of the season is really just about us. It's not really about who we playing too much. It's about us if we can keep up the consistent hard work that we put in practice, and that's what it's been all about all week. Having great success doesn't come with all the talent and all that great stuff and greatness. It comes with consistent hard work.
How important do you think it was for you to be able to play this game before you had to jump to the Big 12?
I feel like it was very important. I don't see how somebody can just go to Texas Tech after missing, 4 weeks or so and just expect to ball out. So I thought it was very vital for me to play this game and just come out here and get the feel of things again.
Isaac, after going through the tough stretches with the team last season, what does this improvement in non-conference play, what does it say to you about your team this year?
It says that we have learned a lot of things from last year, especially the core people that was here last year. And really, now it's all out the window. Now it's time. It's go time now, Big 12 play. So everything we've done in non-conference really becomes irrelevant. And, we just going to try to look forward from here on out and try to win some Big 12 games.
All good. Thanks, gentlemen.
I thought it was a well-played game.
overall, our team, we obviously got a chance to get a lot of guys some reps, which we needed after not playing and those guys being home for 4 or 5 days. So, please, we took care of business today. That's what a team who plays in our league that's supposed to contend at some level is supposed to do. And so we'll take it, knowing that the challenges become much greater moving forward.
How nice was it to have Isaac back?
And I don't want to kid ourselves and say that it wasn't significant. It was. The truth is, I told our team on Friday, I believe it was, that we can't be a team that can be that drastically different because of one guy. Now, he has an impact on a lot of things, but the thing I was most frustrated with while he was gone was our defensive numbers and focus. We were, I think, averaging giving up less than 60 with him in the lineup, and then that number jumped in our losses, even though we held Houston to less than 60, to over 80. And as good as he is, he shouldn't have that much impact on our defense. So I was pleased to see us get back to, and obviously with him, having the type of defensive intensity that we needed. But he makes the game easier for a lot of guys. He brings a confidence and a competitive edge to us that we don't have a ton of yet right now, because a lot of our younger guys just don't understand what it takes to compete every play yet.
I think I know the answer. I'm going to get to this. But how important was it to have this game where it is on the schedule? Probably one of the worst teams that you're going to play this year, but how important was it to have it the game before your Big 12 started?
For me, it was more important that we had the game after being away for a week. The league schedule kind of changes from year to year, so you don't know when you can fit that last game in. A couple of those years, we didn't have an opportunity to have a game after Christmas before league play started. So it was good to be able to play a game where, again, everybody got reps. It was good for Ice to get some reps before going into conference play. We were able to keep him right about where we wanted to in terms of minutes. So, yeah, I mean, it's important. Scheduling is a tricky thing from year to year. And so I like that this one showed up where it did, and that we were able to do what we needed to do to A, get a win, and B, play well enough to have some confidence going into next week's preparation.
You mentioned getting to use your bench. That's something you've done kind of a lot this preseason. Do you expect to continue to use all your guys going into Big 12 play?
No, we'll certainly start narrowing. Like I said, from game to game, who 7, 8, 9 are, it's kind of start to crystallize a little bit. But it'll depend certainly on the game situations as well, foul trouble, style of play, and all that, those type of things. So we'll continue to search for which guys that we can feel consistently can come in off the bench and help us. But we feel good right where we are with probably 1 through 7 right now. Who 8 and 9 is from a game-to-game standpoint, may depend on how the game is.
On that alley-oop for Cam, I said he considered going up for the layup, but then ended up passing it to Cam. What is it like for you to see plays like that where Isaac gives it to the teammates and kind of energizes the whole team?
Well, he knows that's part of his job, is to help his teammates have success. And it's one of the things that he had to learn a year ago. He didn't quite understand it, but he's got a full grasp of it now, and it does a really, really good job. Those guys all feel much more comfortable when he's out there because, for instance, Thomas gets 7 threes off today. I think they were all really good looks, and I'm not sure if more than one of them was not from a pass from him. So we had a game where Ice was out where he got one shot off the whole game. So shows the impact that he can have in terms of helping his teammates achieve some level of success out there.
The alley-oop play started with Lindy on the ground, up 20. How important is that for a senior to be able to do that for you?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. The scoreboard is it's a secondary factor to us. What we do, how we do it, has to be a constant, no matter what the score is or the opponent, where the game is. That's probably the most disappointing thing from our game last week. Not that we lost, although I hate losing. I don't think we played in a manner that's respectable for our program. And we certainly did that today. Lindy's diving on the floor up 20 in the first half is an example of that. And that continues to preach the message to our young guys that, this is how we do it. This is who we are and what we're about, and something that those guys will be able to learn from.
Jonathon had, I think, 4 offensive rebounds today. Does it seem like he's kind of settling into what his role can be?
No question. He's been really good for about a 2.5-week stretch now. I think right going into finals week is where he started to kind of figure out, okay, this is what I need to do to help this team. And sometimes it takes a little while for a new guy, even though he's a grad transfer. He only has one shot at this thing, so trying to balance the need for him to feel like he needs to have some personal success with making some sacrifices for the better good of the team. He's completely bought into what we need him to do to help us win, and therefore he's been playing more and playing better.
Put him in for after yours early foul. Is that something you're comfortable playing with him at the 5, or is it kind of a case-by-case basis thing?
Yeah, Cam Moore moves to the 5, but it gives us a different kind of look. Makes us more flexible, I guess, defensively. We can switch more and not feel like we're losing much because both him and Cam can move their feet and guard perimeter players. And we lose some length and shot blocking ability, but we still have some toughness and rebounding in there. So I like when I can play both of those guys, and then they both can space the floor because they're both capable three-point shooters.
Isaac said in his first couple days back that Avery was really taking it to him in practice. Is that something that you saw from
Yeah, it was good. I mean, those things are really positive for us. I mean, we need those competitive situations, that competitive atmosphere in practice every day, not only so that they can get better, so that they're prepared, because that's how teams are going to try to attack us in game situations. So Ice needed it, but Avery needed it also, and D needed it, and our whole team just needed that competitive energy in the building, and they provided it for each other, and Avery certainly helped Ice get prepared for the opportunity today.
What do you think now, just going into Big 12 play, what is the main message you're trying to give to the team?
Don't look too far ahead, and don't ever look back. One possession at a time, one half at a time, one game at a time. When it's over, deal with the result, move on to the next one. Every challenge is just as great as the last one, and the next one will be just as good as that one. So get our guys, the young guys who haven't been through Big 12 play, up to speed on the physical toll that it takes on you, but also the mental grind to know that you're not going to look through the schedule and say, all right, we're going to have a chance to kind of coast on this one. Nope. Every night you got to strap it on and bring it.
How do you simulate that, I guess, in practice these next couple of
Just, again, creating an environment where the intensity is like that in practice. Our staff's got to create that atmosphere. And we won't have any reason not to be ready for the first one. We're talking about the defending national runner-ups, defending conference champion, and a team that has had unbelievable success in the last 3 years, really, since Coach Beer's taken over. So we got a lot of respect for them and certainly expect a great atmosphere because of what they've done in the last few years in that building. But I'm excited about seeing our guys prepare for it for the next week.
Free throws are always something you guys harp on a lot. Shot well today, especially I think he was 6 for 6 or 8 for 8 or something like that. Is that a promising sign?
Yeah, I mean, yours shot free throws pretty well this year. I don't want to jinx it, but he's found a nice rhythm and a routine that he feels comfortable with. And my emphasis with our team is we got to continue to get there more. We've been a team that sometimes relied on jump shots too much and haven't been able to shoot as many free throws, but we got to take advantage because we do have really good free throw shooters. So Cam and JL, even though we want them shooting threes occasionally, they got to start their work inside because they're both very good free throw shooters. Yours becoming a better one, Ice is making his, and then obviously Thomas and Lindy we usually count on making all of them. So we got to get there more and more consistently and give ourselves more chances for easy points.
You mentioned, I think, after the first or second game that Isaac missed that, that could affect your Isaac not being there. Just like in what ways is it, a guy driving into the lane more that affect his foul trouble, or in what ways can that affect your Isaac being?
Yeah. So Ice, Ice is a guy who he's hard to beat off the dribble. So we don't have to play in rotation as much because he's our best on-ball defender. Avery's good, just physically still people can get into his body and take advantage of him sometimes. Ice can hold his own and keep a guy from getting in there, and it takes you out of positions where he has to rotate as much. So he also can give confidence to our other perimeter guys that he's going to be a good guy who they don't have to guard the primary ball handler for the other team. So again, it's a trickle-down effect throughout the whole roster. He brings just competitive energy and confidence to everybody.
We're good. Thanks, everyone.
Guys, Happy New Year.